Hi, I'm Beth Graves, and thank you for joining us on the Circus Arts Spotlight. Each week, we'll shine the spotlight on the people, programs, and events of the Circus Arts Conservatory. In addition to professional and student youth performances, we'll explore incredible outreach programs and learn how the circus arts impact so many aspects of life. For more information on today's topic, or anything circus arts related, please go to our website, circusarts.org. Now, let's get started.
Hi, today we are shining the spotlight on Tommy Johnson, who has been in the Sailor Circus program for 8 years, and he's 18 years old, so that's a really, really long time. And Jon Griggs, who is part of the Circus Arts Conservatory, he's been in the circus pretty much his whole life, and he's been with our organization probably about 5 years. So we're going to be speaking with them today all about circus and acts and what they do. So I'm very excited to have you both here today. Thanks for joining me.
Thanks very much. Thank you.
So we're going to start with Jon, and I'm going to say, what is your background in the circus? I said that you've been in the circus pretty much your whole life, but can you give us a little bit more details?
Well, I guess it all starts by the time I was 17, I had moved 18 different times.
Wow.
And that's mostly because my father was in the trucking business, and we'd go from terminal to terminal. He would kind of sort out problems. So we lived all up and down the East Coast. And one day I was skipping school in class, and, I had a cool teacher that would let me hang out in her room as long as I did something educational. Then she'd write me a pass. So I was looking at a Scholastic magazine and saw this little 2-inch by 1-inch advertisement for the Ringling Brothers Clown College. And this was in 1985. And I thought, you know what, I'll fill out for more information. And then I get back a 4-page application for the Clown College. So I filled it out. I was 17 at the time, and wound up getting accepted on close to my 18th birthday.
Yeah.
Came to Venice, Florida, went through the clown school, got accepted for the Red Unit, and was a clown for 1 year. Then I started training with a Flying Trapeze Act, and a catcher left, so I took his place.
Wow.
I did trampoline. I did a little of everything in the circus until 2010.
Wow, there you go.
And then I ran away from the circus to join a real family.
So, were you the youngest person at the Clown College?
Yeah, pretty much. I was pretty much the youngest, and even Karen Bell, who works here, she went to Clown College with me in 1985.
But she was not 18.
No, I think she was in her 20s.
Yeah. Huh, you might be the youngest person to have attended Clown College in Clown College history.
Probably.
So what do you do here at the Circus Arts Conservatory?
I am the Arena Safety and Facilities Manager.
And to a person who doesn't know what that is, what do you do?
I run the arena.
Okay.
And the rigging and all the safety aspects of it.
So can you tell us about some of the safety measures that the organization is taking during this pandemic?
Well, one of the things we've done is we have purchased a lot of new equipment. So we've purchased, I think it's 15 new silks.
Wow.
In addition to the 10 silks that we already have. So we have close to 28 silks now. And 9 of those are for the junior program, which is something brand new that we've never offered before, is for the new Circus Junior, which is the younger kids, to offer them a silks class.
Huh, so the younger kids, what are you talking age-wise?
That would be 11 to 14.
And these are kids, obviously, that have not been in Sailor Circus. Maybe they're thinking about joining Sailor Circus?
Correct. And it's also for the summer camp program.
Oh, okay.
Because we never offered silks in the summer camp, and now we can.
Oh, that's excellent. My niece will be so excited because she wants to try silks.
Well, and the other things we've been doing is we've just gotten funding, which a press release will be put out shortly, for an ionization system to go into our air conditioning.
So what exactly does an ionization system do? I mean, you have to give me I don't need the nuts and bolts, but, what does that mean?
An air ionizer is a unit that is designed to purify the air by utilizing electrically charged air molecules. In short, ionizers emit charged particles called ions to help purify the air. They help trap contaminants and impurities like dust, pollen, mold, pet dander, smoke, possible viruses, chemical toxins, and even odors.
Yeah.
What is more, reports show that ionizers may help people with asthma, with impaired immune systems, allergies, chemical sensitivities, and respiratory ailments. So it's really going to be a great benefit. So it's cleaning the air.
And that's a constant cleaning.
A constant cleaning as it's on.
Right.
And then it's spitting out the molecules that are positively and negatively charged that seek out the different viruses and particles to basically kill them on contact.
Oh, that's very interesting. Huh. So we will be installing that before the Sailor Circus holiday show.
Correct. We're in process right now of getting those installed. We're working on getting a timing, but it's going to make us the cleanest building in Sarasota.
Wow, and in addition to that, you fog the building every night.
That is correct.
And then I'm told that when we have shows, you will also be fogging between shows.
Correct. Between shows, after the last show, between shows. And what the fogging does, it's a super fine mist. And it's a 2-part chemical, and it destroys viruses on contact.
Okay.
And it has a 99.9999%, which is different than Lysol, which is 99.9%.
Okay.
Which is a difference of about 1 million particles.
Okay. Wow.
So the easiest way to say it is, let's say you're in the Army and you have to get your platoon of soldiers across the field, and you have 2 different paths. One path has 10,000 landmines, and the other path has 1 landmine. Which path would you take?
Oh, right, of course. Obviously, you're taking the one.
Right, over the fewest, exactly. Yeah. And that, with the ionization, will make this the cleanest building in Sarasota.
Wow, so we really need to get the word out.
Yes, we do.
We do have the cleanest building in all of Sarasota, or we will when the ionization system is installed. And so we received grants for the ionization system, I want to say, from the Community Foundation of Sarasota and the Gulf Coast Community Foundation. I understand they gave us the money for this system, which I'm sure was not cheap.
Well, and the other nice thing is, this isn't only going to benefit Sailor Circus, but any event or venue that wants to come in to use our space.
Right.
So when we have, Make-A-Wish that wants to come in, or Boar's Head for an event, or even the Ringling Museum when we are their rain delay, just in case that happens, they're going to be coming in knowing it's safe and that everything is covered.
So that's great. So the Sailor Circus Arena is about 20,000 square feet, and now it'll be 20,000 of the cleanest square feet in Sarasota. If you're going to be inside, you should be inside in our arena, basically, is what I'm hearing here.
Because it just keeps recycling the air and purifying it as it keeps coming in.
But the air comes from the outside.
Right. Some of the air is filtering in from outside as well.
Right.
It's a balanced system, so we don't over-pressurize the building as well.
Okay. Really interesting scientific type things that you don't expect to learn when you're in the circus. So, in all of your travels and all of your time with circus, have you ever been through anything like what we're going through before?
Not like this, no.
Yeah.
Not with a pandemic, not with the type of distancing we need to have.
Right.
I've gone through other things in England, but those were more of a threatening nature than anything else.
So, in addition to all of you do for the safety here and the cleanliness and everything else, you also coach at the Sailor Circus Academy.
That is correct.
So you coach an act called The Cradle.
Casting Cradle.
Casting Cradle. So when I started here and I heard was an act called The Cradle, I had no clue what it was going to be. So do you want to explain to us basically what it is? Can you explain it so the people listening who are not familiar with it can understand it?
Well, I hope I can. I used to be a cradle catcher, and what that is, you hang upside down by your legs. You have one bar under your knee, the other bar is on top of your foot. So we call it a cradle trap. But basically you're trapped in there. You're locked in. And while you're hanging upside down, you'll have a person in their arms. So it's hand-to-hand, kind of like a trapeze catch. And they're swinging. So you swing them back and forth using your body as a fly bar, per
Okay.
se. And that person will do tricks, front somersaults, back somersaults, let go, regrasp. And then they'll also do what's called a mount, where they swing through and then actually stand up on top of the cradle.
Ah,
Now,
okay.
that's something that I used to do, and now
And now
Tommy does it, and I'm coaching him.
So you, Tommy, are getting to learn from somebody who actually did it, previously. So how long have you been doing the act?
Oh, about 4.5 years now.
Yeah?
Yeah.
And is it something that you ever thought you would be doing when you joined the circus?
Well, there were the stationary cradle acts that I saw when I was little that I thought I might be able to do when I got older, but never like something swinging like this.
Yeah.
This is really cool though.
So you've been, like I said, in the program for 8 years. What are some of the other acts that you've done previous to this?
I do acrobatics, the aerial silks, roller skating, and unicycle. Those are some of the acts that I've done.
So the first time I saw you in this act was actually at the Smithsonian in Washington, D.C. And I had never really seen the act before. And I have to say, I thought it was one of the coolest acts. And also had great costuming, and the music was great. It was very high energy. So what is it that you like about performing this act?
I personally like the fact that it's really a trust-based act, and the audience can see that when, even when we mess up a trick, the audience knows that we're trying our hardest to catch every single one, and it's really up to both the flyer and the catcher to keep each other safe.
Right.
Well, one thing I'd like to add is the other thing that people don't realize when they see the act is there really aren't that many acts like this in the world.
Okay.
And part of that is the pain threshold.
Okay.
The pain of holding a person under you while you're hanging by your legs.
Yeah.
Tommy is the only person here at Sailor Circus that can put up with that pain. He has a very high pain tolerance.
Wow.
And that's why I was able to do it as well, because I had a very high pain tolerance. A
Yeah.
lot of people will get up there and just freak out because it just hurts so bad they have to come down.
Yeah. And I will say that when you're watching the act, really, Tommy, you're in control. I mean, I know there's that huge trust, but you are swinging that person. You are like a trapeze. You're like a human trapeze, basically.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And it's astounding to watch. It really, really is. And you can see that it takes a lot of strength to do it. But
It's strength, it's technique, it's timing,
Yeah.
it's a little of everything. I mean, just the matter of an inch will change a trick.
Oh, for sure.
Where the person beats,
Yeah.
where they let go. If they let go too soon, they'll go flying away from the catcher. If they hold on too much, then they'll fly onto his chest.
Huh.
So, there's a lot of variables.
Yeah.
It's really, really hard to get the timing perfect.
Huh. I hadn't thought about the timing. I just know that when I saw it, I was like, oh my gosh, he's a human trapeze because of the way you swing the person. So, I think it's such a cool act. So, so what do you think with your high threshold of pain? What is the most challenging part of it for you?
Probably, after about a week, the pain kind of goes away because you build up, certain resistance to it. But I would say the most challenging is when you get into the higher level tricks. Like Jon said, a second or even a millisecond or an inch away from catching can be a huge difference. If the flyer kicks in a certain way that was correct one time, and then does that again, but the next time their head is in a different position, then they might not catch, and it's getting a lot.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So when you're doing it, like I said, I saw you do it in Washington, D.C. a few years ago. Do you have a different partner now? Are there different people doing it with you?
Yes. So in Washington, I only had two flyers. That was Jenna and Channing, and they were Channing Channing was he graduated 2 years ago, I think.
Okay.
But Jenna is